The Concord disaster keeps getting worse. This game was so costly for Sony, all the development there, that they just have no path forward to recovering this. This is going to be an epic loss like none they've seen this year. It's going to lead towards major, massive problems that are going to be coming forward. And we're going to go over exactly what's happening and the sweeping that's being done by Kotaku at this point. It's just super, super disingenuous. These media journalists that cover gaming are corrupt. Frankly, they're evil. And that's exactly what we do over here. That's why YouTubers are now the new gaming journalists, like the real ones. It's very, very funny. And so we're going to cover exactly what's going on here. Did you guys get your Concord gaming controller? I bet it will be on sale for $5 pretty soon. Very funny stuff. All right, my name's John Delarose. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about the most important things in gaming news, as they're all happening here and more. We cover all of pop culture. I'm a penchant for science fiction. I also make my own science fiction graphic novels, and this is my new one on Kickstarter. We're getting so close to the $30,000 mark. We hit 400 backers yesterday. So excited. Thank you guys for supporting this so hard. I would love for you to come in, back the complete Ayla Rin stories, whether that's digital, paperback, or even go in and grab my full collection. Get us over that hump today, because I would love to be there. At 30,000, we are adding a story, a new comic, 4 pages, from Mike Barron, absolutely free to everybody who backs this. The guy wrote the best Punisher run ever, and he's created the science fiction epic Nexus. Super happy to have him on the project. We're going to get there, so please back this today. It's in the description below, and thank you guys so much for the support. This is so funny. This here, the DualSense wireless controller Concord limited edition. Oh, it's going to be limited, all right. This is one of those products that's going to leave the store very, very quickly, as this game was an abject failure. Now, Concord took a lot of time to develop and a lot of money to develop, which we've covered before. We've got Smash JT's article on this. This is one of my favorite YouTube channels, and he does great work. Concord's failure cost Sony $214,000 per player. Wow. And that is that's before you get into all the merch that's not selling that they produce. So in the high stakes of AAA gaming, their latest venture turned into quite a spectacular flop. Now, this was basically meant to be something that was an Overwatch clone. They actually were told early on that the gameplay was okay. It's just the characters are so unrelatable, so awful. I mean, who wants to play this, right? Amari, she, her. Terrible. And they leaned into it too. They had the tag on the Steam store have LGBTQ plus as the first tag. Like it was not about the gameplay. It wasn't about being a first person shooter. It wasn't about anything like that. It was just about virtue signaling the stupid identity politics, and it cost them. Gamers are so sick of this. Nobody wants this in their games. And the funny part is that it's worked in a lot of industries where they've gotten different people to get these productions going that are all woke all over. Even the quote non-woke stuff coming out of Hollywood or comic books or even books publishing these days are all like semi-woke. They really are. It's really ridiculous. But gaming really rejects this. It's like the one spot in culture they just can't penetrate through, and it just costs them every time. This is a pretty funny one here. Concord even violates the Rule 34 of the internet. Now, I'm not going to go into that because we're on YouTube, and that's enough said right there. But this is pretty funny stuff. As you're looking at this, the first game to dodge Rule 34, Concord launch Concord, pretty crazy. But this craziest stuff is the way that the media is handling this. Now, we know that the media is going out of their way to destroy Black Myth Wukong. They've called the developers sexist, misogynist. They've attacked the gameplay. They've attacked everything about it, and it's not winning. It's not helping whatsoever. We had this crazy meltdown from the IGN contributor this morning who went out and tried to get everybody to boycott the game. Well, that didn't work out very well for them. That's sitting at 10 million sales already, while Concord, of course, has less than 700 players on Steam. And this is only an online game. The silliest part about this, and it's so lazy, having no single-player element, making it completely unplayable without a party, and then going out there charging everybody $39.99 for this, and then not having a player base. I mean, that is egg on your face like none other just by itself. But they don't care. What they're going to do, this is the community lead at IGN, journalist. If you don't like Concord, you're a bad human being, okay? So this is what they do. They try to shame you. They always do this, like they did it with Star Wars, The Acolyte and all that if you didn't like it, you're a racist bigot, you're just review bombing. You're not a real fan. That's the go-to that these people do here. And of course, it never works out for them when they go crazy like this. So, Concord really is scratching that MP shooter itch I haven't had for a while. Everything is designed immaculately, and each design choice feels deliberate, from character kits to map layouts. If you're looking for a new shooter that values you squatting up or running solo, this is it. So somebody laughs at it, makes fun of it. It's not too late to delete this. And they say it's not too late to become a decent human being. The strategy like that they always do with this, play this or you're a bigot. Play this or you're a bad person. Watch this or you're a racist. It never seems to work because like when you use that, it's insulting to the customers who you're trying to convince to do this. And so, of course, this is coming from IGN, as they're having such a big meltdown from this Black Myth Wukong. I mean, they've really got egg on their face like no other. I mean, it's almost as far as Kotaku at this point. Kotaku's been notorious just for their terrible takes, but IGN is not far behind them. And here it is. Here's who they are. She, her, they, every single time with the flags, community lead. What's with these community leads and community managers? Have you noticed that every community lead or community manager just ends up being a she, her, they with the virtue flags and all that? Does anybody manage communities who's actually just a normal person? I've never seen one. It's like, what's going on? BLM, Trans Lives Matter. So stunning and brave here. But it's not stunning and brave enough to save this video game, is it? It is such a abject failure that even the mainstream media can't do much about it. Forbes just released a new article on this as well, saying there's 10 reasons why it failed. Let's see how their gaming expert. Oh, this is Paul Tassi. Oh my gosh. So this is one of the worst woke guys ever. He's gonna sweep for this and just say it's something different at this point. But it's the wokeism that killed it. It really is. Look at this nonsense. Like, who wants to play as one of these characters? Absolutely crazy. There's flopping. Then there's the release of PlayStation's Concord, which failed to break 700 concurrent players. So even he can't go out and say this is a winner. He can't lie for it. He has to do it, but he's going to make up the reasons why, which are BS. So he says it's $40, the biggest factor in the game, can't break it. It's every hero shooter is free to play. They tried to push his luck with an upfront cost, and maybe that's part of it. But yeah, nobody wants to pay $40 for this is the problem. Like you got to remember, there's a whole deal. Hero shooter oversaturation. So he's saying it's bad timing in the market. It took 8 years to make. Again, bad timing in the market. Poor hero design and aesthetics. Well, interesting, Paul. Let's get into the details of what you think are poor hero design and aesthetics and see where this goes. A core problem with the game that it's viscerally unappealing. The game attempts to channel 70s sci-fi. An era existed 30, 40 years before its target audience was born. And even then, it looks terrible. Yeah, it does. Here it is. The main issue here is not character diversity, as some have said. Pretty sure it is, Paul. Pretty sure that nobody wants to deal with this and get lectured about their pronouns and deal with all this stuff. That is part of what makes it ugly. That is what ugliness is. Diversity is perversity, Paul, and that's a big part of the problem. If you can make some great 70s style character designs and make it work. Oh my gosh! By the way. I mean, gosh, Paul, let me show you. This is like 70s style sci-fi design, and with some cheesy pinup to go along with it. And what we have is a beautiful thing. It looks great because those bright colors, those over-the-top design qualities work really well when it's cohesive, when it's done right, and when you don't have all the weird, if she was like a fat black lady replacing the redhead, like every other Hollywood property or whatnot, this wouldn't go very well. And maybe in the movie version they'll do that once I sell the property, because that's what they like to do. But it always fails. It 100% is diversity. This is completely a lie that they tell every single time. And here it is. They just claim it's the 70s sci-fi design. The anti-woke crusade. This is great. The gamers killed this, and this is absolutely true. The gamers killed this. Now, they're going to call it anti-woke crusade, anti-woke people. They're going to say that we're all the bigots doing this sort of thing. This is what they're doing with Star Wars The Acolyte. Again, they're claiming it's our fault that it failed. But we just pointed out the fact that this was woke and that it is terrible. Gamers don't like this. Gamers are all anti-woke, and that's a big deal right here. Hilarious. No marketing. Focus on mocap cinematics. Gameplay that doesn't stand out. It's derivative and it's drowned out. So most of those are exactly the same. There's not even 10. He just did this to try to get a listicle out of it because that's how you clickbait articles. But the real reason is the woke. And he couldn't hide it. He called it bad aesthetics. He said the anti-woke crusade. But gosh, the truth always comes out despite these journos. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to back my Hidden Emperor graphic novel today. Really appreciate you guys for the tremendous support, and we'll be back soon.